Because of Donald Trump's actions, people in Denmark now see the United States as a bigger threat than North Korea and Iran. Because of Donald Trump's actions, there are mass protests in Panama City, Panama, with the arrival of Marco Rubio, United States Secretary of State, over the weekend, where Rubio showed up in Panama to demand that the Panama Canal be given to the United States, or else, because of Donald Trump's action, the dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, has been officially recognized and legitimized by the United States, as Donald Trump sent a special envoy to Venezuela to directly speak with Maduro, despite the fact that Maduro, over the past few weeks, has threatened to invade Puerto Rico, mocked the United States of America. And of course, Maduro is not the democratically elected leader of Venezuela. He is just holding on and seizing power with the exiled real leader of Venezuela. And I guess Donald Trump sees Maduro as someone he looks up to. And as you start to look at Donald Trump's moves internationally, you see that he's attacking all of our allies and he is helping our enemies one by one. You couldn't script it better for our enemies. Donald Trump has made us weaker. There is an international resistance, though, that sees this. Nations want to protect their sovereignty from America, whether we're talking about tariffs on Canada or Mexico or Europe, whether we're talking about Donald Trump's rhetoric and statements about Panama or Greenland, you name it. The world is uniting against the United States of America right now, and never has America been weaker. Let's go through some of these data points. Let's talk about this international resistance using a few exemplars. As Rasmus Jarlov, a member of parliament in Denmark, explains, people in Denmark now see the United States as a bigger threat than North Korea and Iran. Denmark has until now been one of the most pro-American countries in the world and one of the longest-standing allies of the United States in history. But the people in Denmark do not, no matter what your political party is in Denmark, let's be very clear, the people of Denmark do not like the fact that Donald Trump and the Republican Party are referring to themselves as dominant predators who need Greenland, who want it, who want to take it, quote, or else, because they call themselves dominant apex predators. That's what Republican MAGAs are saying. That's what Trump's views are. So we should just take it. Yeah, that's rubbing Denmark the wrong way. Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. In Panama right now, the people there are saying there will be, and some of their leadership, the past leader of Panama, past president is saying, quote, there will be many casualties. In other words, Panama is preparing, although they don't want it, if United States invades, to go to war, a bloody war against the United States if America tries to infringe and invade or take the Panama Canal by force. That's what they're saying there. Take a look at this. Nearly half of Danes see U.S. as a threat. About 78 to 80% oppose the sale of Greenland. Pretty overwhelming numbers right there. We also told you about people in Greenland who do not like the fact that Donald Trump is infringing on their sovereignty and disrespecting them the way they are. Take a look at this article on Panama. Marco Rubio's weekend visit to Panama is set to offer clues to a pressing question: whether the next 4 years of American policy will more closely resemble an imperial conquest or a hardball real estate negotiation. Let's just take the real estate aspect of it. Like, we all realize that Donald Trump bankrupted most of the companies that he touched. Donald Trump bankrupted multiple casinos. The hardball negotiator couldn't run casinos in Jersey, okay? The hardball negotiator. Will we be imperial conquest or will we be hardball real estate negotiation? I mean, the framing of this is pretty stupid in and of itself. It goes on to say, on the ground here in Panama, members of the country's small political elite have been bracing for either. The former president says, quote, I think there will be many casualties on our side and international condemning of the United States. They're preparing, they're gearing up for a bloody war against the United States of America. The Wall Street Journal's headline for their opinion piece, their editorial board, is calling Donald Trump's actions not just against Panama and Denmark, but against Mexico and Canada and Trump's tariffs, the dumbest trade war in history. Trump will impose 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico for no good reason. I'll give you the reason. The reason is that Donald Trump's psychotic. He's a maniac. He's bad for business. He's bad for America. Yet you, the Wall Street Journal, normalized him. You, Politico, normalized him. All these papers were like, oh, he's a businessman. He was never a businessman. He's a con artist. He's a fraud. He's a criminal. He's a convicted felon. He's a sexual predator. He was found liable for sexual assault. So yeah, in my opinion, that makes him a sexual predator. He's a disgusting, vile human being who was saying that, oh, we need to go back to 1870 and y'all supported this. Well, I think it'll be good for business. The stock market was up 55 to 60% when President Biden was in office. The returns 55 to 60%. And right now, Donald Trump's oligarchs are shorting the market and predicting depression. You heard that right. Donald Trump's oligarchs, the hedge funds, the venture capitalists, the private equity, they are betting against America, that the economy will tank so that they can make money when the economy fails. That's what Trump's billionaire crew is doing right now. But I digress. Let's just show you what's going on in Panama right now with the protests on the street. People are pissed. They're out there. They are angry. They are livid. I'll show you this clip right here. Let's play it. I mean, if you go around Panama right now, you'll see American bald eagles with the no symbol around it. Just take a look at some of this journalism that was done, speaking with some local Panamanian leaders. Here, play this clip.
The message is a little clearer. 25 years after the canal was returned to Panama, the United States taking back control, as Donald Trump envisions, would be seen on site as an invasion. Caution. This is our message to President Trump. Have a little respect. Respect the sovereignty of Panama. The canal belongs to Panama and we will not sell it. It will continue to be a Panamanian canal serving the world, including the United States, but it is the property of Panama and the Panamanians.
And who is benefiting most from this? China. I mean, China has its ambassadors there talking about cultural exchange and how we so value the people of Panama and we want to celebrate their heritage, while America's out there, give us your canal. What do you think resonates more with the people of Panama? This is just playing right into China's hand. This is China's ambassador to Panama. So as Rubio's there saying, give us, we want to take your land or else. This is what the ambassador to Panama from China is saying. It's an AI translation of it, the way the other one was actually it's an AI translation. This is not her actual voice, but it's how the AI translates it, so you can hear it, play it.
Not only local Chinese communities participated, but also those from 2 other countries and others. The stalls of different countries at Rabin have food, handicrafts, and various cultural activities. This is a cultural feast where people of all ethnic groups celebrate through such a temple fair. This year is a very important reflection of cultural exchange.
Yeah, and then finally, as I said, Donald Trump sending an envoy to directly negotiate with Maduro, which would be in direct contravention. I mean, Rubio, Secretary of State Rubio, put sanctions on Venezuela. And now Donald Trump went behind his back to have a direct negotiation with Maduro. when the real president is Edmundo Gonzalez, not Nicolas Maduro, as Maduro threatened to invade Puerto Rico. This is what Maduro said about Puerto Rico. Here, play it.
The independence of Puerto Rico is still pending, and we will achieve it with the forces of Brazil and the Abreu y Lima Battalion leading the way.
As Congressmember Debbie Wasserman Schultz said, she's from Florida, where they have a Venezuelan community. While Trump distracts with DEI bluster, his team is secretly settling a corrupt bargain with Maduro to sell out Venezuelan democracy, enrich big oil donors and regime insiders, and deport lawful TPS holders, people with temporary legal protection status, to face brutal repression, send Venezuelans from Florida back to Venezuela to get killed. Trump will always side with the dictators. That's the status right now. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.